What's good, my peoples? Welcome to this week's edition of the Pittsburgh Steelers Street Artist News Show. The first thing we're going to discuss, we're going to address the elephant in the room, which was last week against the Cleveland Browns. I really don't even want to discuss last week because that was probably the worst possible thing that could have happened last week was us running into the Browns because we were probably looking past them. Why we would look past anybody with as pedestrian as our offense has been this year is beyond me. But we went into that game. We played against the Browns. They didn't even have their starting franchise quarterback, and we let a backup basically run us into the ground. Our defense, we only allowed 13 points. But we all know Matt Canada never puts together a proper game plan. The Cleveland Browns routinely play man-to-man coverage in their secondary. But last week, they came out and played zone. Matt Canada never made an in-game adjustment for our offense now to work against his own defense. He kept running the same offense that was designed to work against man coverage. Hence, we lost. Now we're in third place in AFC North. And we got Cincinnati coming in this week. So Matt, that brings me to my next thing. Matt Canada is gone. Finally, somebody in the Steelers organization woke up and got rid of Matt Canada. I don't wish for anyone to lose their job, but I'm sorry. Since he's been there, we've had one of the worst offenses in the entire National Football League. But we got all of these crazy explosive weapons on our offense. So, Matt, you just weren't getting it done. But now the pressure is squarely on the shoulders of Kenny Pickett. Matt Canada's gone, so there's no more blaming Matt Canada now. And the ironic part about Matt Canada being fired during the season is we haven't fired a coach during the season since 1941. How many years ago that was? We're the model of consistency, and we don't get rid of people. But this one was warranted. So we're going to forget all about last week. We're going to forget all about the Cleveland Browns and Matt Canada's poor game decisions and play calling because he's out of there. So now we're going to move on to next week. But before we talk about the Cincinnati game, man, did any of y'all catch wind of Deontay Johnson acting kind of belligerent on the sideline in last week's game? The reason that he did that is clearly because Kenny Pickett wasn't getting him the ball and was missing open receivers. But that carried forward into the locker room where Deontay Johnson and Minkah Fitzpatrick started having a real heated argument, and Cam Hayward and TJ Watt had to eventually step in and break everything up. I haven't heard yet, what has come of that situation. Hopefully them two have cleared that up because we need Deontay Johnson, and we definitely need Minkah Fitzpatrick when he gets back for this stretch run. Now, since we've changed everything up and we got a new offensive coordinator, what we got to do is continuously pound the ball. Over the last 3-4 games, it looks like we got one of the best backfields in the NFL with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. Now, who should be starting? That ain't none of my business. I think we should keep playing the two of them the way that we have been playing them. using a two-headed monster, a 1-2 punch. Najee is the big, bruising running back, and Jaylen Warren is the fast, shifty running back. It keeps everybody on their heels, and now we have to institute the play action package. When you got running backs like Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, man, you got to use the play action game. So you're bringing everybody down to the box, you're faking the handoff, and then you're going over the top. And we got the playmakers to be able to handle that. So running game. Now let's move on to our inside linebacker position. We know how jacked up our inside linebacker position is right now with the loss of Cole Holcomb and others. But we brought Miles Jack back to help shore up that linebacker position. Miles Jack, he was on our roster last year. We expected more out of Miles Jack last year than what we actually got, but I do think it's a good signing because Miles Jack definitely already knows our defensive schemes. So Miles Jack, should be a good fill-in. Now, we play the Bengals today at 1 p.m. Of course, another division game. We gotta have this win to stay in contention for the AFC North. Do I think we're going to win the AFC North now? I thought we were at the beginning of the season, but that was a reach on my behalf. I'm a Steeler fan, so of course I'm always going to think that we're going to win. But do I think we're going to win the AFC North now? Probably not, because I don't think anyone is going to catch Baltimore. They're playing far too well right now. They're hitting on all cylinders. But we got to win today. We got to stay in at least that last wild card spot, which we're in the last wild card position right now. We can't afford any more any more losses. And if you look at our remaining schedule, we should be able to win most of those games. We don't have a lot of games left against teams with winning records. So hopefully this shakeup with Matt Canada being gone, with us bringing back some linebackers to the team that are, that know our schemes and knows our defensive plays is all going to help. But Kenny Pickett, Matt Canada's gone now, Brody. The pressure is on you. You got to now step your game up. So what do I think about today's game, the Steelers versus the Bengals? I'm going to say we're going to win that game 24-17. Hopefully I'm right and everything goes according to plan. This is Professor Kaz for the Street Artist Steelers News Show.